Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. So if you're an animator or rigging artist and you've always wanted to try something new, then you might want to consider taking a look at Akeytsu. Now we've talked about Akeytsu severally on the channel and it's quite interesting to see that the folks at Nikigera, creators of Akeytsu, are now making Akeytsu extremely accessible to almost everyone. So for those who like to get this, all you need to do is once you get on the website, you need to create an account. Now if you have an existing account, probably you've tried Akeytsu before, this might not work, so you might be needing a new account, and with the new account you need to click on get Akeytsu or try free. It's going to bring you right here where you can try it. Now this isn't what we want. We don't want to try this for 30 days. We want to be able to have it for 1 whole year. So what you need to do is click on education, and this is going to bring you right over to the section where you can get it for free. Now this is going to be available for indie artists and so on, and for you to be able to get this you need to submit some form of identification. So that is just one thing that is required. It's not necessarily has to be tied to a school or something. Right here they say any image upload is fine, and with that you'll be able to get a 1-year personal license. And with a 1-year personal license, after the year ends you can simply come back and renew as much as you want. So this is in perpetuity for you to be able to have Akeytsu and run with it. And with the last updated version, which is the version you'll be getting, this now allows for a lot of cool things. And for those who haven't seen Akeytsu before, this is basically what it looks like. So with Akeytsu open up right here, this is basically what you get. This comes with 2 different workspaces. So if you simply press the tab key on your keyboard, you can flip from the animation section to the rigging section. And you know how this rigs is very simple. The UI is very interesting, and how you navigate across this is extremely easy. So with your middle mouse button you can just do your simple panning, with your left mouse button you can orbit, and with your right mouse button you can zoom in and zoom out. Very mouse oriented in terms of how you navigate within your viewport. So for rigging, we're just going to bring in a very simple character that we got from the free pack that the folks at Revolution has released. And for those who need this, link is going to be in the description just in case you want to get it. And how you work with this is relatively easy. Say for example you would like to start adding some joint. It is extremely easy how you can do that. So right over here you'd notice a tiny button, and this deals with everything in terms of the viewport. Probably some shading, you might want that, then you can simply switch and get that. And you know, if you're also looking for stuff like a quad view, you can select this quad view and then you can flip back. You've got a couple of shortcuts that you can work with if you're into stuff like that. And adding joint is very easy. So I'm just going to show you guys the quick way of how you can add joint, and also the automatic way of adding joint. So if you like to start adding joint, all you need to do is go over to the character section, click on the build pose, click on default character, and from here you can start adding joint. Say for example you like to add a joint here, you can simply add that, and this snaps exactly to the center. So we want to add another joint there, we can do that. We want to add one more, and then if we tap J on the keyboard we can jump away from the joint, so we can orbit, and then we can tap J one more time and add another joint. And that is that easy. You want to add some more joint all the way to the top, that is also super easy. Select the joint, tap J on the keyboard, add all the way up, and you can simply add that. You would notice as we add this there is a guide that actually snaps to the middle. So if you like to add some more, we can add that there. Tap J to rotate around. Let's simply make sure that we have this snapping right around there, not even snapping, just being sure that it's right there. Pressing J one more time, tap there, and you have it. You want to do for the neck, that is super easy. For you to be able to mirror this is also very easy. Select the joint that you want. In this case it is going to be the shoulder joint, so we would like to mirror that. We can simply go over to the joint and we can right click and select the hierarchy and duplicate that hierarchy. With the hierarchy duplicated, right click, select the hierarchy one more time, and you can simply mirror that. And that is that easy. And exactly the same thing can also be done for the foot as well. And once you get everything done, how you get to bind this is literally as easy like we mentioned. Switch from the build pose to the paint and check, select the object, right click, make sure you have all of the hierarchies selected, and then you can also hold down Control on your keyboard, click and right click, and also make sure you have all of these selected as well. So once you've got that, go over to the skin atelier, click on that plus button, and that is it. You have this fully bound. If you would like to simply smooth some part out, you can. So you can click on that, and this is also going to do some clean smoothing for you. And technically you now have your stuff fully ready for you to start animating. And to animate, we can simply flip over to the animation workspace by pressing the tab key, and we can select any of those joints and start animating them. If you like to do your weight painting, of course you can. You can jump back to your rigging section, and with any of those joints selected, you can start painting wherever you want. Say for example, we would like to paint some part, tap A on the keyboard to get rid of that, tap A on the keyboard to get it back, and we can start painting. So you can do some quick painting right there if you like to have that, and we can also go ahead and do some more right here if we would like to have that as well. So to any of those joints that you want to either take full control of stuff, or maybe you like to eliminate stuff, you can easily go ahead and do all that by simply weight painting this easy. And that is basically it. And for us to test if this is actually working, what we need to do is select default character, which is now the name of our character. We can choose to change this if we want by right clicking and going over to where we have rename and renaming this to 01 probably. That sounds good. And we can click on the animation bank and add a brand new animation layer. So once we add that animation layer, from here we can start doing stuff. So once I have that selected, you would notice that this deals with something pretty interesting. So these are your normal coordinates. So you've got your X, Y, and Z, all of them are right here. So you can use this to rotate stuff if you want. You can use this to rotate stuff if you want. You know, depending on what you want to do, you can simply proceed to do all of that. So if you like to have that part selected and you like to rotate it just to check, you can. So we can have that part selected and we can choose to rotate that too. And with this, you now have yourself a fully rigged model that you can work with. However, if you like to do this automatically, this is also super possible. You just need to make sure you have the object selected, go over to the rig atelier, select the first icon that has the skull and also the zap sign. And with that, you need to position the auto rig widget exactly where you would like the widget to be placed. And that is quite interesting. So right here, I'm just going to position that and we can click on that button. And we have it. Next thing we need to do is to make sure that we have it right around the neck, and we're going to move this over there, and we can click on that button to have it right on the neck. And the same thing can also happen if we move this over to the ankle, and we can do that for every other part. In terms of repositioning this, you can. So you can simply use this to get some of the cool things that you want done, and it is quite interesting to see that this option also exists. If you'd like to increase the spine, of course you can, and once you're done, you can press the number 2 icon, and this is going to do the automatic skin weighting for you. And this is also an interesting way of creating your own rigs really quickly. And in this case, once we have this ready, we can now proceed to start animating if this is also something we would like to do. And speaking about animation, you can also download tons of characters that they have and start working with them. So right here, we've got the Sky Surfer, which is currently available, and we can simply press the playback button for you to see how the animation works. And to add animation to any of this part is very simple. Now let's talk about how you can make your own animation. So for you to do that is as easy as this. Say for example, we would like to animate, let's say the head turning or maybe the hand moving. You need to go over to the animation bank and add the new animation. Now you notice that the minute we added that, we now have an IK tool. So with the IK tool, you can move the hand in IK mode if you want. And the same thing can be said for the feet as well. So you can also move this in IK mode if you want. So say for example, we'll probably want to make this stay from that point. And let's say we would also want this other one to be right here. So I'm just going to move this over there, and we can switch to the rotate tool just to make sure it's properly positioned. And of course we can also get this one right here. So one of the things to keep in mind is right now we do have a keyframe. Now if we move this over to frame 10, you'd notice that we've lost those widgets. What we can do to get those widgets back is to add another keyframe. So to do that is to go over to the stacker, click on the plus sign, and we've got a keyframe. So with that keyframe, we can now choose how we would want things to be. Maybe we would like this to probably move a little bit more, something like that. Yeah, we can. So we can have that, and maybe we might want this to, you know, probably just move a little bit backwards and then do a simple rotation. Yes, we can. So we can simply add all of this as much as we want. So now if we go back and forth, we now have some sort of movement. And you'd also notice that right over here, we have all of our splines and everything that has to do with them being displayed on our viewport, so we can tell what interpolation we're using at any given time. Some other interesting things you might want to see is right over here for the face, for example, we also have some parameters that you can use for expressions. So you can also build your blend shapes if this is what you want, and you can literally bring them here and use them, or you can build your joints and use those joints to drive blend shapes that you can work with. So this is it for those who are thinking about playing with this, or possibly you like to see some cool things with that. Then you might want to go over to the link in the description and check it out and see some of the interesting things that Akeytsu now offers, and of course some of the beautiful things that you can now do with it. It is pretty interesting to see that after they were sold to the folks at GameStop, that it is now available for anyone to play with, and a huge shout out to the team for making this possible. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and of course if you like this video or you like something from this, you can go ahead and give a like, and don't forget to share with a friend. Until I see you guys in the next one, peace.